What? We're determining that right now. Very, very excited to see him out there. I guarantee you that. And I haven't even talked to him. I talked to him during the practice. I think a lot will be determined tomorrow. Hey, how's he feeling tomorrow? I mean, it's as any of us. I have a tendency to not work out and then work out, and then I'm really sore the next day, and that's kind of what he's gone through. So I think we're obviously positive sign that he was out there. Exciting sign. But we need to see, how he progresses, what he feels like tomorrow, how much he can do tomorrow, and those things. So, we're hopeful we can get something out of him. That's for sure.
Were there any limits on him today, or was he full go?
No, there were. We were trying to, keep him limited, and he basically took half the reps that maybe he would have. Just trying to get him back. It's amazing twisting and turning. It seems like his back's okay, but. And again, I'm not a doctor. I have no idea. So we just have to get him with the trainers, see how he comes through tomorrow, and just kind of keep taking it day to day and just see what he can handle.
Is it one of those things where you also have to look at the big picture and the small picture at the same time? I mean, how much he can give you this week versus, what you risk in terms of down the road?
Yeah, absolutely. With any injury, that's what you're doing, and again, we really have to rely on the doctors, the trainers. Hey, is he going to hurt himself if he goes harder? All those things, And so I'm just excited he's out there, to be honest with you. He means a great deal to this team. He gives a great deal of toughness to the team. And believe me, I'm a better coach when he's out there as opposed to when he's not. I can tell you that. So
if he does play, what is Bryce's role?
Well, that's, all of this stuff is really being determined. I just said that to those guys out there. Last year, I think I said it, but I think we all knew kind of where guys were situated, you know what I mean? And so, now it's literally a day-to-day thing, trying to figure out who are the 5 best guys. Obviously, we haven't had Alex back. Now we get Alex back, so it really truly is a day-to-day thing, and I think it's going to be a game-to-game thing. I just think it's going to be a situation where we, play some of those guys, see what our best lineup is, and it may change from game to game until we settle in a little bit and really understand where we're at.
How have the guys like Bryce handled this fall with all the movement left and right, guard and tackle?
Yeah. He's a great kid, and he's a smart kid, and I think he understands that he's more than willing to do what's best for the team and for him, and it's funny because when you get to the NFL, that's exactly what it is. You're playing left and right and guard and tackle, unless you're just signed for about $60 million, in Brandon Auber's case. But it was kind of funny when I was in the NFL and guys are coming, well, I'm a left or right. No, you're not. No, we have 7 guys standing over there. When you send 5 out, there's 2 left. So whoever gets hurt, you're going in for them. You know what I mean? I'm kind of used to that, and I like that flexibility. Alex has played guard and tackle. Royce has played guard and tackle. Ben can play center and guard. So I think that flexibility is important, and I think he understands. We're trying to get the 5 best guys and see where everybody ends up.
Was camp different for you at all, having 7 newcomers that didn't go through the spring and trying to get a couple of them ready to contribute?
Yeah. I mean, it was. Certainly different than the last couple of years. In some ways, it was more fun, I think, in the sense that you feel like you're coaching more, you feel like you're needed a little bit more, and so that part of it was fun. And it's amazing, the transition from high school to college is you just can't even imagine the difference. And it's the same thing with the NFL to college, So it's definitely a process. First you got to learn what you're doing, then you got to understand the speed of things, and then you have to understand 3 inches off in high school, no big deal. 3 inches off in the SEC, quarterback gets sacked, So that's the biggest thing, is getting them precise with their technique. But I think we got some really good young players, and I'm excited to work with them. And I just got through telling them, look, I don't care if you're on the scout team, keep pressing because you might not be. If you're on the second team, press to be on the first. If you're on the first team, fight to keep it, So it really is. I think there's some good competition out there, and it's kind of exciting to work with those young guys, see them develop.
I know it's an ongoing process, but how many of those young guys are you comfortable with, this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I think that probably Nick Broker would be the one guy right now that's picked it up enough that I'd be comfortable playing with him. And then those other guys are right there too,
Right.
you know. But I just think position-wise and being able to pick it up and being in good enough shape, you know, that's the other thing. Some of these poor guys just didn't understand the shape that you have to be in. Nick was a basketball player, so he's kind of used to running up and down the floor and used to being in shape. So he'd be the one guy that sticks out to me that right now is ready to go. But I'm happy with all of them. I think they're all going to be good players.
Coach, has Howard been able to keep the weight on during the intense fall camp y'all just had?
For who?
Howard?
Oh, yeah, he sure has. He has been hanging in there. 280 right on the dot. So, you know, we check his weight every day, and I don't even think he's gone up and down a pound, you know. So that's been really, really positive. And you know, what a great addition he's been, and we needed him. You know, I told him that spring, last spring, I said, look, we're going to flat out need you, man. So if you want to be out there 260 pounds, you know, that's your problem, but you're going to be out there. And so anyways, he's done a great job. He's a wonderful guy, and this team means a lot to him, and I think he's going to gives us another, you know, Alex, Ben, and Mike, they give us kind of an edge, and that's what we're always looking for as far as toughness.
Have you ever had a player who struggled to keep on weight like Howard has?
Not as much as Mike, you know, I'll be honest. I've had some that struggle to keep it off, which, you know, we all know who they are without mentioning names, but yeah, not quite as much as, I mean, even when I played, I couldn't put on weight. If I skipped a meal, I'd lose 5 pounds. And, but eventually, you know, you can get to the point where you can keep it on.
What do you